14. Mind monkey returns to the right. The 6 robbers vanish from sight. Mind is the Buddha, and the Buddha is mind. Both mind and Buddha are important things. If you perceive there's neither mind nor thing. Yours is the Dharmakaya of true mind. The Dharmakaya has no shape or form. One pearl-like radiance holding myriad things. The bodiless body is the body true. And real form is that form which has no form. There's no form, no void, no emptiness. No coming, no leaving, no pari-amana. No contrast, no sameness, no being or non-being. No giving, no taking, no hopeful craving. Light efficacious is in and out the same. Buddha's whole realm is in a grain of sand. A grain of sand the Chiliacosm holds. One mind or bodies like 10,000 things. To know this you must grasp the no-mind spell. Unclogged and taintless is the karma pure. Don't do the many acts of good or ill. This is true submission to Sakyamuni. We were telling you about Tripitaka and Bochin who, in fear and alarm, again heard the cry. My master has come. The various houseboys said, it must be the old ape in that stone box beneath the mountain who is shouting. It's her. It's her, said the guardian. Tripitaka asked, who is this old ape? The ancient name of this mountain, said the guardian, was the Mountain of 5 Phases. It was changed to the Mountain of the 2 Frontiers as a result of our great Tang ruler's western campaigns to secure his empire. A few years ago, I heard from my elders that during the time when Wang Mang usurped the throne of the Han Emperor, this mountain fell from heaven with a divine monkey clamped beneath it. He feared neither heat nor cold, and he took neither food nor drink. He had been watched and guarded by the spirits of the earth, who fed him iron balls when he was hungry and juices of bronze when he was thirsty. He has lasted from that time until now, surviving both cold and hunger. He must be the one who is making all this noise. Don't be afraid, elder. Let's go down the mountain to take a look. Tripitaka had to agree and led his horse down the mountain. They had traveled only a few miles when they came upon a stone box in which there was indeed a monkey who, with his head sticking out, was waving his hands wildly and crying. Master, why have you taken so long to get here? Welcome. Welcome. Get me out and I'll protect you on your way to the western heaven. The priest went forward to look more closely at him. How does he look? You ask. A pointed mouth and hollow cheeks. 2 diamond pupils and fiery eyes. Lichens had piled on his head. Wisteria grew in his ears. By his temples was more green grass than hair. Beneath his chin, moss instead of a beard. With mud on his brow. And earth in his nose. He looked most desperate. His fingers coarse. And calloused palms were caked in filth and dirt. Luckily, his eyes could still roll about. And the apish tongue articulate. Though in speech he had great ease. His body he could not move. He was the great sage son of 500 years ago. Today his ordeal ends. He leaves heaven's net. Undeniably a courageous person, that guardian Leo went up to the creature and pulled away some of the grass at his temples and some of the moss beneath his chin. He asked, what do you have to say? Nothing to you, said the monkey. But ask that master to come up here. I have a question for him. What's your question? Asked Tripitaka. Are you someone sent by the great king of the land of the east to go seek scriptures in the western heaven? Asked the monkey. I am, said Tripitaka. Why do you ask? I am the great sage equal to heaven, said the monkey, who greatly disturbed the heavenly palace 500 years ago. Because of my sin of rebellion and disobedience, I was imprisoned here by the Buddha. Some time ago, a certain Bodhisattva Guanyin had received the decree of Buddha to go to the land of the East in quest of a scripture pilgrim. I asked her to give me some help, and she persuaded me not to engage again in violence. I was told to believe in the law of Buddha and faithfully to protect the scripture pilgrim on his way to worship Buddha in the West, for there would be a goodly reward reserved for me when such merit is achieved. I have therefore been maintaining my vigilance night and day, waiting for the Master to come to rescue me. I'm willing to protect you in your quest of scriptures and become your disciple." When Tripitaka heard these words, he was filled with delight and said, "Though you have this good intention, thanks to the Bodhisattva's instruction, of entering our Buddhist fold, I have neither axe nor drill. How can I free you?" "No need for axe or drill," said the monkey. "If you are willing to rescue me, I'll be able to get out." Tripitaka said, "I'm willing, but how can you get out?" "On top of this mountain," said the monkey. "There is a tag stamped with the golden letters of our Buddha Tathagata. Go up there and lift up the tag. Then I'll come out." Tripitaka agreed and turned to Bochin, imploring him, "Guardian, come with me up the mountain." "Do you think he's speaking the truth?" asked Bochin. "It's the truth," the monkey shouted. "I dare not lie." Bochin had no choice but to call his houseboys to lead the horses. He himself supported Tripitaka with his hands, and they again started up the tall mountain. Tugging at creepers and vines, they finally arrived at the highest peak, where they beheld 10,000 shafts of golden light and 1,000 folds of hallowed air. There was a huge square slab of stone, on which was taped a seal with the golden letters, Om Mani Padme. Tripitaka approached the stone and knelt down. He looked at the golden letters and kowtowed several times to the stone. Then, facing the west, he prayed, "Your disciple, Chen Shenzhen, was specifically commanded to seek scriptures from you. If it is so ordained that he should be my disciple, let me lift up those golden letters so that the divine monkey may find release and join me at the Spirit Mountain. If he is not predestined to be my disciple, if he is only a cruel monster trying to deceive me and to bring misfortune to our enterprise, let me not lift up this tape." He kowtowed again after he had prayed. Going forward, with the greatest of ease, he took down the golden letters. A fragrant wind swept by immediately and blew the tag out of his hands into the air as a voice called out, "I am the prison guard of the great sage. Today his ordeal is completed, and my colleagues and I are returning this seal to Tathagata." Tripitaka, Bochin, and their followers were so terrified that they fell on the ground and bowed toward the sky. They then descended from the tall mountain and came back to the stone box, saying to the monkey, "The tag has been lifted. You may come out." Delighted, the monkey said, "Master, you had better walk away from here so that I can come out. I don't want to frighten you." When Bochin heard this, he led Tripitaka and the rest of the company to walk back eastward for 5 or 6 miles. Again they heard the monkey yelling, "Further still! Further still!" So Tripitaka and the others went still further until they had left the mountain. All at once came a crash so loud that it was as if the mountain was cracking and the earth splitting wide open. Everyone was awestruck. The next moment the monkey was already in front of Tripitaka's horse. Completely naked, he knelt down and cried, "Master, I'm out." He bowed 4 times toward Tripitaka, and then, jumping up, he said to Bochin respectfully, "I thank elder brother for taking the trouble of escorting my master. I'm grateful also for your shaving the grass from my face." Having thanked him, he went at once to put the luggage in order so that it could be tied onto the horse's back. When the horse saw him, its torso slackened and its legs stiffened. In fear and trembling, it could hardly stand up. For you see, that monkey had been a Ban horse plague, who used to look after dragon horses in the celestial stables. His authority was such that horses of this world inevitably would fear him when they saw him. When Tripitaka saw that the monkey was truly a person of good intentions, someone who truly resembled those who had embraced the Buddhist faith, he called to him, "Disciple, what is your surname?" "My surname is Sun," said the Monkey King. "Let me give you a religious name," said Tripitaka, "so that it will be convenient to address you." "This noble thought of the master is deeply appreciated," said the Monkey King. "But I already have a religious name. I'm called Sun Wukong. It exactly fits the emphasis of our denomination," said Tripitaka, delighted. "But look at you, you look rather like a little Duda. Let me give you a nickname and call you Pilgrim Sun. How's that?" "Good. Good," said Wukong. So from then on, he was also called Pilgrim Sun. When Boshin saw that Pilgrim Sun was definitely preparing to leave, he turned to speak respectfully to Tripitaka, saying, "Elder, you are fortunate to have made an excellent disciple here. Congratulations. This person should be most fit to accompany you. I must take leave of you now." Bowing to thank him, Tripitaka said, "I cannot thank you enough for all your kindness. Please be certain to thank your dear mother and wife when you return to your house. I have caused you all great inconvenience, and I shall thank you again on my way back." Boshin returned his salutation and they parted. We shall now tell you about Pilgrim Sun, who asked Tripitaka to mount his horse. He himself, stark naked, carried the luggage on his back and led the way. In a little while, as they were passing the Mountain of Two Frontiers, they saw a fierce tiger approaching, growling and waving its tail. Tripitaka, sitting on his horse, became alarmed, but Pilgrim, walking at the side of the road, was delighted. "Don't be afraid, master," he said, "for he's here to present me with some clothes." He put down the luggage and took a tiny needle out of his ears. One wave of it facing the wind, and it became an iron rod with the thickness of a rice bowl. He held it in his hands and laughed, saying,